I'm sitting here with Christopher on the Lego house. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
We've met before, I have a feeling.
Once or twice.
But right now we're talking about the new Speed Champions, which will be available from now on, the 1st of January 2020. And we've seen the previous ones, which are 6 studs wide, and now with the new ones with 8 stud wide. And before, everybody's thinking, oh, what is going on there? There are some prototypes, not final elements here. So it's very fresh and with new cars. So why do you change the scale of the cars?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. These are hot off the designer's desks. They've got stickers instead of decorations, and yeah, they've got prototypes in 3D printed elements. There's a few reasons why we've basically evolved. Being an IP theme like Speed Champions, the authenticity is very important to us. So what we've wanted to do is we've listened to the fans, and since 2015, we've always received the same kind of feedback about proportions. Oh, Speed Champions, because you've focused on the city scale, the proportions are thin and long and not exactly one-to-one with the real-life cars. So what we've tried to do this year is we've tried to answer that demand, and we've upped the scale. So we've moved to the 8 studs wide. The cars obviously is slightly wider because with that we've had to adjust. But this is all to do with fixing the proportions. That's primarily the reason. Secondly, as you know yourself, we do include 1 or 2 stickers in Speed Champions SKUs. Of course, we can't get rid of all stickers. That's the nature of race cars. They are covered in different liveries and different stickers. But the benefit of moving to the 8 wide means that a lot more details can now be brick built. So therefore, theoretically, and over the years, what we'll see is a lot more details won't need to be stickered. So we can rely less on stickers and more on actual bricks to achieve this. We've started that this year, and I think we've achieved quite a nice balance. But then the last thing is variety. What we try to do is we try to include as much variety as possible. Now you can achieve 2 minifigures in each car. So whether it's the left or the right, and that depends completely on which side of the world you're in, obviously. But this opens up possibilities for new types of racing vehicles. So because of the bigger scale, vehicles like the FE car is now achievable, because we explored this quite a lot at the 6 wide, and it wasn't the space available to actually build in the space that you need. So to actually use empty space to create the design. So now that we've been able to go to 8 wide, it creates the gaps that you need to actually do a realistic and a true representation of the real vehicle. But also, by having one minifigure at one side or the other side in a car, that opens up so many opportunities for us down the road. For example, asymmetrical vehicles or something like that. Because you're no longer locked to that central driver position. You're no longer locked to building around the minifigure. The minifigure is the biggest part of the vehicle. Now you're locked onto what does the car look like. So it's mainly from an authenticity standpoint, trying to really create as accurate representations of these cars as possible.
The wheel size is still the same?
Yep. As we are Lego, we are limited to what we can do. We can't just create unlimited new pieces. So what we've done is we've created 5 new elements to achieve this new scale. And what we've done with that is we've had to pick and be very selective of what those elements are. So we needed a new chassis because that allows us to get the 2 minifigures. That allows us to actually get the new scale. We've got a wheelbase, which following on from the previous Speed Champions, as everybody will know, those 2 elements go hand in hand together. We've created a new wheel, which goes with the new wheelbase. What you'll see is that those 2 elements need to go together, and the existing wheel won't work with the new wheelbase. And then also, just like we did in the first year, 2015 Speed Champions, we've created 2 new windscreens, because what we found in the past is that actually gives us the variety needed to create as many different cars as we need. And then, for example, if you look at the Audi, at this scale, there's a lot of existing windshields that can also work. So we felt that those 5 elements were enough that allow us to get this evolution off the ground and and rolling in the right direction.
I think your thoughts are totally understandable, that you can put more details inside, less stickers, which is awesome. There's one concern, because in the past I love to put those cars into my Lego City. I'm adult, I have a Lego City at home. And this is the Batman movie problem we have right here. Awesome cars, good looking, fun models, but they're way too big for the city. Should be the same with these cars. So they are actually, I mean, if you just play with it, it's your imagination. You could put those cars in the city, but as an adult who is perfectly they're too big.
That's definitely one way of looking at it. I think what we've seen is we looked a lot at previous IP cars that we've done. So, for example, Ecto 1 or the DeLorean and things like that. And that was this scale. So we kind of were more focusing on moving this away from just being a very specific play theme. If you still want a rally car for City, Lego City does those kind of things. So this is more about answering the question of why does Speed Champions exist? And it exists to be authentic to the IP. So for us to be authentic to the IP, this was the natural evolution that we needed to take. But I can completely understand. But it might give you a reason to make the roads a bit wider, potentially.
Brick-built roads, I haven't done this, but it's possible. I mean, if you put this in Lego City in front of modular buildings, the scale is not wrong. The problem is, in my opinion, if you just use the regular base plates. This would be a big Ferrari. But again, it's good looking. So we see all those models here. Those going to be double packs, and you will sell this separately.
Absolutely, yeah. So following on what we did in 2019, we're going to have 3 individual cars, the Ferrari, the Nissan, and the Audi. And then we're going to have the 2 double packs. The individual cars will be $19.99 now, instead of the previous $14.99. That's because they are a much bigger car. They're 25% bigger. But the double packs are actually going to stay the same price. So the Jaguar double pack will still be the 40 euros, same as the Dodge, same as the previous Porsche, and then the Lamborghini will be 50, just to match the Mini that we did previously. Plus, each of the double packs will come with a start line, which includes some function for the lighting. Moving forward, we won't have garages and wind tunnels anymore, because what we found is nobody is buying these cars for the wind tunnel. Nobody is buying it for the garage. You've just said yourself, yes, you build those as part of your city. So we don't need to give that to you. That's part of the imagination that you create in the world you want. Okay. For us, the car is the king. So we want to put all of our attention on really making these cars as authentic as possible and as accurate as we can. So that's been the focus with these moving forward. So
I'm a fan of Lego Speed Champions so far, and this looks really interesting. I will build some of those on my own. And before we go here, Christopher, how long do you work for Lego?
So I've worked for Lego for just under 8 years now. Worked on many themes. I've worked on a bit of everything. I worked on in and outs like Galaxy Squad and Ultra Agents. I worked on the Lego Movie. I worked on Speed Champions when we were creating Speed Champions. Worked on a few seasons of the Ninjago TV show. I was heavily involved with the Ninjago Movie. And then back to Speed Champions right now as a design lead. So a little bit of everything, and there's a few projects I'm working on that's not out yet, so keep your eyes peeled.
But this is kind of your dream, so Speed, you're really into cars.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And where are you from?
So I'm from England. I'm from the northeast of England in County Durham.
So you have no problem with the weather outside?
No, okay. It's just like home.
Yeah. So it's really cold. That's because it's December, I would say. So thank you so much. This is really interesting. We're looking forward to get our hands on those models. And Christopher, hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for your time. Best wishes from Billund. Bye.